Welcome back to Tomcat TV. My name is The Truth, and frankly, you can't handle me. Today, I will be watching A Few Good Men, which came out in 1992, starring Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, I believe. I can't remember. Yes, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland. Holy crap, lots of people in this. Freaking dope. I'm really excited to get into this. I am very patriotic. I love America. I love the military. I love all that type of stuff. Now, I'd imagine this is going to have a bit of a different, not really as, I'd imagine not as patriotic, probably more along the lines of getting into some sketchiness, I believe, done, because I think it's all in a courtroom, right? I'm not entirely sure about the specifics, but I believe somebody's on trial, and that's where you get the "you can't handle the truth" line. I don't want to waste too much more time. I wanted to go ahead and mention another interaction I had on my channel in the comments. I will let you know what that is immediately. In my reaction to Police Academy, the first one of the characters, if you've never seen the movie, is a bit of a gun nut, and I mentioned I like guns too. He pulls out his gun in the movie, and then I pull out my gun, just kind of proud of my gun. I like guns. And this guy commented, "As soon as I saw the gun, I stopped watching. It was gross." So then I responded, "I know Taurus has had a bad reputation in the past, but the price is so good compared to its competition. I really would love to get a Canic Mete instead of the Taurus because you really can't beat its reliability. What do you carry?" I don't think he quite understood that I was joking. It's just silly. It's dopey, but I thought it was a funny sort of interaction. All right, so before I go ahead and get started, I do want to go ahead and remind you to go ahead and check out my Patreon, for I will be putting up early access to my next reaction, which I'm thinking a friend of mine wanted me to watch Friday, so I was thinking about watching Friday. So let's go ahead and get right into the movie. While I am clicking play, go ahead and please don't be afraid to go subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next, and what you thought of this reaction, and drop a like on this video. I'd very much appreciate it. All helps with the algorithm, because I know you want to see more of me and this handsome face and amazing hair. So I will go ahead and get started. I got some water bottles I'm going to pour in my dubby cup. Dubby, 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 dubby. Here. Do you guys believe in karma? I do. Just kidding, I don't. But I am a karma chameleon, though. I come and go. Love that shot. Oh, the color is really pretty. Prison. What prison is this? Shawshank? Just kidding. I know it's not Shawshank. I'm in a mood. Been watching a lot of Psych, and that show gets me in a certain vibe. Dang. What's happening here? So he's not happy to see them. Oh, jeez. Oh, dang. So I'm guessing joking is not appropriate for this movie. Dang. What the heck? Rob Reiner. Yes, he plays Jess's dad in New Girl. I know somebody's going to kill me for saying that. He's done a lot of great things. I know. Is this about Marines? I certainly hope so. Marines, that was my obsession for years. And they have the best song, in my opinion, at least. Whoa, so cool. That's so crazy. I love it so much. They're just robots. They're not human, I'm telling you right now. So cool.
2 Marines. Santiago died at the base hospital approximately an hour later.
Jeez.
An NIS agent who were trying to prevent Santiago from naming Dawson in a fence line shooting incident.
Oh.
Was scheduled to have a hearing down. I was thinking it sounded an awful lot like a code red.
Christ.
I'd be the one that it be me who is assigned to represent them.
She loved that line.
Commander, I'd like you to leave the room so we can talk about you behind your back.
I like the straightforward nature.
She's been working a desk in internal affairs for, what, a little over a year now? You can crawl up a lawyer's ass with the best of them. But when it comes
I think the guy on the left is from UHF. Was he in UHF? So she's an investigator, but doesn't mean that she'd be good at the prosecutorial aspect of this.
I promise you, Division will assign the right man for the job.
You gotta trust me, Sherby. You keep your eyes open, your chances of catching the ball increase by a factor of 10. Let's try it again.
No kidding, Caffey. I'm gonna hang your boy from a fucking yardarm.
Yardarm?
I'll recommend 30 days in the brig with loss of rank and pay.
It was oregano, Dave. It was $10 worth of oregano.
Yeah, well, your client thought it was marijuana.
My client's a moron. That's not against the law.
But Caffey, I got people to answer to just like you do. I'm gonna charge him.
With what? Possession of a condiment?
Yeah, kind of.
Dave, I tried to help you out of this. But if you
Seems flimsy, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong.
Won't get it.
And you're going to spend the next 3 months going blind on paperwork because a signalman second class bought and smoked a dime bag of oregano. Let's go. Let's get to.
George.
Looks like she has
From
something
24
to say.
and like a billion other things. He's in High Noon. Freaking dope actor.
A Marine corporal named Dawson illegally fires a round from his weapon over the fence line and into Cuban territory.
Oh.
Sam?
A big wall separating the good guys from the bad guys.
Attending physician says the rag was treated with some kind of toxin.
You poisoned the rat.
Jeez.
Not according to them.
In other words, I have no responsibilities here whatsoever.
Just to exist.
I'm lead counsel Sam Weinberg.
I have no responsibilities here whatsoever.
And how long have you been out of law school?
A little over a year.
She's so offended.
How about
I was
it?
hoping I would be taken seriously.
No offense taken, in case you were wondering.
He successfully plea bargained 44 cases in 9 months.
One more, I get a set of steak knives.
Have you ever been in a courtroom?
I once had my driver's license suspended.
Danny,
Commander, from what I understand, if this thing goes to court, they won't need a lawyer. They'll need a priest.
He wanted to be transferred off the base. No one was listening.
And Santiago is... who?
The victim.
Write that down.
Write that down.
I'll get them to drop the conspiracy and conduct unbecoming. 12 years.
You haven't talked to a witness or looked at a piece of paper.
Pretty impressive, huh?
You're gonna have to go deeper than
I'm a Marine stationed at Marine Barracks. I'm writing to inform you of my problems with my unit here in Cuba. My sergeant grabbed me and pushed me down the hill, and the last thing I remember is hitting the deck.
Ooh, he did hit hard. Good grief.
Who the fuck is PFC William T. Santiago?
Private Santiago's a member of Second Platoon.
Dang, he's young.
This kid broke the chain of command and ratted on a member of his unit, to say nothing of the fact that he is a U.S. Marine, and it would appear he can't run from here to there without collapsing from heat exhaustion. What the fuck is going on in Bravo Company, Matthew?
I think Santiago should be transferred off the base immediately.
Let's transfer the whole squad off the base. Let's...
That seems quite sarcastic.
Windward. Let's transfer the whole Windward Division off the base. Get me the president on the phone. We're surrendering our position in Cuba.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute, Tom.
So good at his scumbag role.
Maybe we have a responsibility as officers to train Santiago. Yes, I'm certain that I read that somewhere once. And now I'm...
I mean, like, okay. He's not saying anything particularly objectionable at this point. But just his tone is pretty scummy sounding.
Santiago doesn't make 4646 on his next proficiency and conduct report, then I'm going to kill you.
Yes, sir.
Look, the fact is, of the military, if he can't hack it, he needs to be transferred. Like, if he cannot handle it, he shouldn't be there. Everybody needs to be performing at their peak efficiency.
Those names sound like they should mean something to me, but I'm...
Dawson, Downey, your clients.
The Cuba thing, yes!
Oh, yes! Oh.
But I don't think you're fit to handle the defense.
You don't even know me. Ordinarily, it takes someone hours to discover I'm not fit to handle a defense.
Wrong.
She takes herself really seriously.
I do know you. But it's my feeling that if this case is handled in the same fast food, slick-ass, Persian bazaar manner with which you seem to handle everything else, then something's gonna get missed. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I allowed Dawson and Downey to spend any more time in prison than absolutely necessary because their attorney had predetermined the path of least resistance.
Wow. I'm sexually aroused. Someone has been working and playing well with others, Harold.
Sir! Yes, sir! Sir, Pierre.
Code red is a disciplinary engagement.
What's that mean exactly?
Sir, a Marine falls out of line. It's up to the men in his unit to get him back on track.
Okay.
You say sir, and I turn around and look for my father. Danny
He refuses to bathe on a regular basis. The men in his squad would give him a GI shower.
What's that?
Pee on him.
Scrub brushes, Brillo pads, steel wool.
Oh, jeez.
Beautiful.
Nah.
Was the attack on Santiago, Code Red?
Yes, sir.
Sir, we were just gonna shave his head, sir.
When all of a sudden...
Saw blood dripping down his mouth.
and there was blood all down his face, sir. That's when Lance Corporal Dawson called the ambulance.
Oh.
Did you fire a shot across the fence line into Cuba?
Yes, sir.
Lance Corporal's claiming that his mare was about to fire at him.
If Santiago didn't have anything on you, then why did you give him a code red?
Because he broke the chain of command, sir. If he had a problem, he should have spoken to me, sir. Then a sergeant, then company commander. Then...
All right. Better start warming up, too.
Sir?
I'm the only friend you've got.
Dan Caffey.
There we go. Just a little bit of bacon.
Called the ambulance, Jack.
Look, I don't care if they called the Avon lady. They killed a Marine.
What do you know about code reds?
Oh, man. I'm gonna give you the 12 years. The platoon commander, Luke, held a meeting with the men and specifically told them not to touch Santiago.
We still playing hoops tomorrow night?
We have a deal?
I'll talk to you when I get back. Commander?
You can call me Joanne.
Joanne.
Or Joe.
Joe?
Yes.
Joe, if you ever speak to a client of mine again without my permission, I have you disbarred.
Boom.
Friends?
I had authorization.
You got authorization from Aunt Jenny?
I gave her a call like you asked.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah, beat him, join him.
At least I got my hair.
Well, you got everything. Jack Ross came to see me today. He offered me the 12 years.
Oh, that's what you wanted, right?
I think they ought to go to jail for the rest of their lives.
I believe every word of their story, and I think they ought to go to jail for the rest of their lives.
Huh. What does that mean?
Don't forget to wear the whites. Very hot down there. Nobody likes the whites. But we're going to Cuba.
And I guess they assigned him to this, figuring that he would just take a deal.
Close to the fence line. The Cubans see an officer wearing white. They think it might be someone they want to take a shot at.
What else have I seen? Various.
Good call, Sam.
Good call, Sam.
Oh, hold it. We got to take a boat? Yes, sir. To get to the other side of the bay. Nobody said anything about a boat.
Are you in the Navy?
Problem, sir.
You're in the Navy for crying out loud.
Nobody likes her very much. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now I know. The more you know.
John, this man's dad once made a lot of enemies down in your neck of the woods. How the hell is your dad, Danny?
He passed away 7 years ago, sir.
Don't I feel like the fucking asshole?
No, sir.
I told the men that we had an informer among us and that despite any desire they might have to seek retribution, Private Santiago was not to be harmed in any way.
So he started, like, they said bleeding out of the mouth. Jeez, that's terrible.
Sam, we should make sure somebody gets this to his parents. We don't need it anymore. Have I done something to offend you?
No, I like all you Navy boys. Every time we gotta go someplace to fight, you fellas always give us a ride. But he is dead because he had no code. He is dead because he had no honor. And God was watching.
Damn. He's not making himself look innocent, that's for sure.
Santiago is going to reveal the person's name in exchange for a transfer.
Yes.
Feel free to speak up.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so good. This is really good.
We agreed that for his own safety, Santiago should be transferred off the base.
That's a lie.
Wait a minute, I've got some questions.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Did you meet with Dr. Stone between 3 and 5? I was just wondering if you've ever heard the term Code Red.
I've heard the term, yes.
I think Code Reds still go on down here.
The fact of the matter is they know it does. I mean, that's...
You know...
I feel like that's just going to be part of it.
There is nothing on this earth sexier than a woman that you have to salute in the morning. Promote them all, I say, because this is true. If you haven't gotten a blowjob from a superior officer, well, you're just letting the best in life pass you by.
Whoa.
And if it happens to go on without my knowledge, so be it. I eat breakfast 300 yards from 4,000 Cubans who are trained to kill me. So flash a badge and make me nervous.
Man, he's fantastic. Jack Nicholson, he's so good.
You can have all the transfer orders that you want. You have to ask me nicely.
Jeez. Man, he's power mad.
I can get you to stand there in that white uniform and with your Harvard mouth extend me some courtesy.
Man, he's scary. Oh, Jack Nicholson. He's too good at being just a terrifying person.
3 hours.
Markinson's disappeared.
Whoa.
I know what it means.
I'm Loudon Downey's attorney. She had Loudon sign the papers about an hour ago.
Did Lieutenant Kendrick order you guys to give Santiago a code red?
Yes, sir.
Corporal, I get paid no matter how much time you spend in jail.
Yes, sir. I know you do, sir.
You, Harold!
All right.
Lieutenant Kendrick ordered us to give Santiago a code red.
You don't think I could subpoena Markins?
Never.
You could try, but you won't find him.
Unless he's freaking dead. They killed him.
I'll knock it all down to involuntary manslaughter, 2 years or home in 6 months.
No deal. We're going to court.
Joe.
No, you're not.
Why not?
Because you'll lose. And Danny knows it.
I'm afraid we can't do that, sir.
Do what?
Make a deal, sir. We did nothing wrong, sir.
They followed orders.
That has consequences, and I'll accept them. But I won't say that I'm guilty, sir.
Zippity-doo-dah! You and your code plead not guilty. You'll be in jail for the rest of your life. 6 months. It's nothing. It's a hockey season.
But where's the honor in that?
I believe I did my job, and I will not dishonor myself, my unit, or the Corps so that I can go home in 6 months! Sir!
See, some people look at that as like crazy, but I love that type of aspect of honor in the Marines. It's lost on people nowadays, a lot of time.
You don't like me very much.
Yeah, it didn't look like you're taking it very seriously. That would piss me off.
What happened to saluting an officer when he leaves the room? Do you really think that's the same as 2 teenage Marines executing a routine order they never believed would result in harm? These guys aren't the Nazis.
Don't look now, Danny, but you're making an argument.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Why are you so afraid to be a lawyer? Were Daddy's expectations really that high?
Their fate was sealed the moment Santiago died. It only matters what I can prove. So please, don't tell me what I know and don't know. I know the law.
You're a used car salesman, Daniel. You're an ambulance chaser with a rank.
It's all good, man.
All
He's so unprofessional.
Does defense wish to enter a plea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. You gotta be polite.
They're not guilty.
We'll adjourn until 10.
He was really trying to avoid court.
What does a lieutenant junior grade with 9 months experience and a track record for plea bargaining get assigned a murder case? Would it be so that it never sees the inside of a courtroom?
Exactly.
The only thing I have to eat is Yoo-hoo and Cocoa Puffs, so if you want anything else, bring it with you. Okay?
Yeah.
Ooh, chili cheese tots. Sweet.
So this is what a courtroom looks like. You think Dawson and Downey knew it was an illegal order?
A decent human being would have refused.
They're not permitted to
No.
question orders.
It's an order.
Then what?
I've got medical reports and Chinese food. I say we eat first.
Hey, look at me. I'm a 90s lawyer.
My father always said a jury trial is not just about the law, it's about assigning blame. Santiago's dead, and he shouldn't be. These 9 people are going to insist that someone be blamed for that. Don't flinch in front of the court members. Something doesn't go our way, don't hang your head, don't shift in your seat, don't scribble furiously. Whatever happens,
That is
you have to look like
huge.
it's
A big thing
that perfectly in court.
you're not supposed to do in like debates and like court and all that stuff is when somebody says something you don't like, don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do the huffing and stuff like that. You gotta be stoic.
We've had our differences. I said some things I didn't mean. You said some things
No,
you
she meant
didn't
them.
mean. But you like me. I won't make you say it.
I was just going to tell you to wear matching socks tomorrow.
No, she wasn't. That's exactly what she was gonna say. She's full of it.
We're ready.
Better believe it. We're gonna get creamed.
Okay. I didn't say that. I'm sorry. That's out of line.
Your Aunt Jenny?
Uh-huh.
Colonel Julius Alexander Randolph is presiding.
What a dope name. Julius Alexander. I've always liked the name Alexander. I think it's a good name. And not just because I want to call my kid Lex.
Woke him up, tied his arms and legs with tape, and forced a rag into his throat. These are the facts
A military
of the case,
jury. Pierce.
and they are undisputed. That the accused soaked the rag in poison and entered Santiago's room with motive and intent to kill. All the magic in the world will not have been able to divert your attention from the fact that Willie Santiago is dead, and Dawson and Downey killed him. These are the facts of the case, and they are undisputed.
This actually, I like that as an opening because
There was no poison on the rag, and there was no intent to kill, and any attempt to prove otherwise is futile because it just ain't true. But if you're a Marine and you're given an order, you follow it or you pack your bags. Sitting before you today because they did their job.
the argument that Kevin Bacon here, he starts off basically saying undisputed facts about the case that they did go in there, they did the code red, which gave him credibility.
that a member of Private Santiago's unit had illegally fired his weapon over the fence line.
Mr. McGuire, have you questioned Lance Corporal Dawson about the fence line shooting?
Claims to have been engaged in some manner by the enemy.
But you don't believe him.
It's not my place to
Lance
question.
Corporal Dawson's been charged with a number of crimes. Why wasn't he charged with firing at the enemy without cause?
There was enough evidence to support such a charge.
So we shouldn't be bringing it back up. That's actually really good.
Santiago was the only eyewitness. I never had the chance to interview him, so I don't know what he saw.
And now we'll never know. Will we, Mr. McGuire?
That's also a good response as well.
No.
Were the other members of the squad angry?
Object. Speculation.
Were Dawson and Downey?
Please, the court. Is a government counsel honestly asking this witness to testify as to how my clients felt on September 6th?
Sustained.
Mm-hmm.
What was the order?
Sir, he said Santiago wasn't to be touched.
He's worried about testifying against them, essentially.
Corporal Hammaker, were you in Dawson and Downey's barracks room 5 minutes after this meeting?
No, sir.
Thanks. I have no more questions.
The witness is excused.
It's so fun with movies because, like, if you ever watch, I mean, obviously we've all watched plenty of court cases here
Government
in the
calls
last, like,
Corporal Raymond Thompson.
If the government is willing to concede that none of them were in Dawson and Downey's room at 1620 on September 6th.
But we've all watched plenty of different court cases over the last like couple of years or so, and opening statements and questioning and all that takes so dang long, so drawn out. It's crazy.
Normally, how long does it take for the muscles and other cells to begin burning sugar instead of oxygen?
20 to 30 minutes. Ingested poison of some kind.
Your Honor, we object at this point. The witness is speculating.
Commander Stone is an
Yeah,
expert medical
I mean,
witness.
ultimately that would be a speculation, right?
Not considered speculative.
So I'm sure you won't mind if his opinion is admitted now?
Not at all, sir.
Because he is a professional, I guess his opinion would matter.
Die of poisoning?
Absolutely.
Commander, is it possible for a person to have an affliction, some sort of condition, which might also speed up the process of acidosis?
It's possible.
What might
If he
some
has
of
some
those
sort of
conditions
natural condition.
Is it possible to have a serious coronary condition where the initial warning signals were so mild as to escape a physician during a routine medical exam?
Possibly. There would still be symptoms, though.
What kind of symptoms?
There are hundreds of chest pains.
Fatigue. The reason why he was struggling. That is called reasonable doubt, in my opinion. If I was in that courtroom.
Initial testing, negative. Patient complains of chest pains, shortness of breath, and fatigue. Restricted from running distances over 5 miles for 1 week.
Commander, isn't it possible that Santiago had a serious coronary condition? And it was that condition and not some mysterious poison that caused the accelerated chemical reaction?
Maybe he was...
No.
Really?
It's not possible.
It's not possible?
Private Santiago was given a clean bill of health.
Except for chest pains and
That's
fatigue,
why it had
right?
to be poison, right, Commander? You'd have a lot to answer for, wouldn't you, Doctor?
Object. Move to strike.
Man, he seemed pissed about that. No. You know, it's just...
Was Willie Santiago poisoned?
Your Honor, we renew our objection to Commander Stone's testimony and ask that it be stricken from the record.
Your objection is noted. The witness is an expert and the court will hear his opinion.
Nice try.
Dr. Stone.
They need to get another source. They need to have another expert.
Objection. Overruled. No, I strenuously object. Oh, wow. Strenuously object, and I should take some time to reconsider.
Got it on the record.
Yeah, you also got the court members thinking we're afraid of the doctor.
Sam.
Christ, you even had the judge saying Stone was an expert.
Sam, she made a mistake. Let's not relive it.
They beat up on a weakling. That's all they did. They tortured and tormented a weaker kid. Why? Because he couldn't run very fast.
No, it doesn't have to do with that.
Why do you like them so much?
That's actually what I'm curious on.
Because they stand on a wall. And they say nothing's gonna hurt you tonight. Not on my watch.
It's not really even that they, because he wasn't fit. It was the reason why they didn't like him is because he ratted. You know what I mean? He turned against his own men. It's obviously a big no-no. I mean, obviously there's a amount of like responsibility upon the commanding officers to hold their underlings responsible for their mistakes if he truly did do that, or he did fire upon somebody who was, you know, unprovoked.
9 weeks on a D&D? What was the prosecutor offering?
15 days.
You sure hustled the shit out of him.
Because I want you to think I'm a good lawyer.
I do.
She wants everybody though. She's constantly overcompensating.
I think you're an exceptional lawyer.
Yeah, there's a charisma
I see you
that
convinced me,
matters
and I think Dawson and
in
Danny are
law.
going to end up owing their lives to you.
I mean, let's pretend for a minute that it would actually matter to this court that the guys were given an order. I can't prove it ever happened.
Corporal Jeffrey Owen Barnes, Marine Barracks Windward, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Have you ever received a code red?
Yes, sir. We were doing 7-man assault drills, and my weapon slipped.
What happened?
He never dropped his gun again.
Took turns punching him in the arm for 5 minutes. And then they poured glue on my hands. And it worked, too, because I ain't never dropped my weapon since.
See, that's exactly the mentality of a lot of the people in the military when stuff like that happens, that if they do learn from their mistakes there.
Did he ever, prior to the night of September 6th, receive a code red?
No, sir.
You got a code red because your palms were sweaty.
That's a solid
Why didn't
question.
Santiago, this burden to his unit, ever get one?
Dawson wouldn't allow it, sir.
Jeffrey, did you ever want to give Santiago a code red?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you?
Because Dawson would kick my butt, sir.
Good enough.
The page in the book that discusses code reds.
See, sir, code red is a term that we use. Just down at Gitmo. I don't know if
Oh,
it's
we're luck
actually-
then. Now, I assume we'll find the term code red and its definition in that book. Am I correct?
No, sir.
Corporal, could you turn to the page in this book that says where the mess hall is, please?
Well, Lieutenant Caffey, that's not in the book, sir.
How did you know where the mess hall was if it's not in this book?
Well, I guess I just followed the crowd at chow time, sir.
Just follow the crowd. That's such a good counter. He's a little proud of him, you see it. That's kind of funny. Jeez, is this McKinnon? What is his name? That's not terrifying at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
He left the door unlocked.
Was it a code red?
Yes.
Did Kendrick give the order?
Yes. He was never going to be transferred off that base.
Ooh, there it is.
He said he wanted him trained.
And he means co-red. Co-red by trained.
You're going to tell the court exactly what you told me.
I want you to know that I'm proud neither of what I have done nor of what I am doing.
That's probably a good idea.
My clearance code is
He also said that clearance code.
411527273. Thank you.
I don't have a clearance code.
This is Joe Gallup.
Need the tower chief's log from Gitmo.
Get it.
We're gonna
They
win.
faked
Joe,
it.
don't get crazy about this. Jessup's statement that the 6 a.m. flight was first available is a lie. We're checking the tower chief's log.
Can I get you something?
Like a beer.
Why would you tell him this?
In the meantime,
If you accuse Kendrick or Jessup of any crime without proper evidence, you're going to be subject to a court-martial for professional misconduct.
Wow, he's getting intense.
Markinson's not going to hold up, Danny. He's a crazy man.
He's like, oh, he's also
I'm not
he's
saying
crazy,
this to
huh?
intimidate you.
code of honor of yours makes me want to beat the shit out of something.
Don't you dare lump me in with Jessup and Kendrick just because we wear the same uniform. You got bullied into that courtroom by the memory of a dead lawyer.
Jeez, he's trying to push his buttons. He's trying to shake him. That's not being a friend.
You're a lousy softball player, Jack.
I'd say he was about average. Private Santiago was below average. I did not see the need to trample on a man's grave.
Yeah, but you're also under
Appreciate
oath.
that, but you're under oath.
Yes,
man. I think
exactly.
unpleasant as it may be, we'd all just assume here the truth.
I have 2 books at my bedside, Lieutenant. The Marine Corps Code of Conduct and the King James Bible. The only proper authorities I am aware of are my commanding officer, Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, and the Lord our God.
At your request, Lieutenant Kendrick, I can have the record reflect your lack of acknowledgement of this court as a proper authority.
Objection. Argumentative.
Sustained. Watch yourself, Counselor.
Yeah, that's
Did you report, Private? Lieutenant, do you know what a code red is?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever ordered a code red?
No, I have not.
Lieutenant,
Lying
did you
under
order
oath.
Dawson and 2 other men to make sure that Private Bell received no food or drink except water? Wouldn't this form of discipline be considered a code red?
No.
If I called the other 478 Marines at Guantanamo Bay to testify, would they consider it a code red?
Please, the court. The witness can't possibly testify as to what 478 other men would say.
Lieutenant Kendrick, was Dawson given a rating of below average on this last report because you learned he'd been sneaking food to Private Bell?
Object.
Not so fast.
Because he had committed a crime.
Crime?
because he didn't follow orders.
Lance Corporal Dawson disobeyed an order.
Yeah, but it wasn't a real order, was it?
Uh-huh.
Determine on his own which are the really important orders and which orders might say be morally questionable.
Huh.
Lieutenant Kendrick? Can he?
No, he cannot.
A lesson he learned after the Curtis Bell incident, am I right?
I would think so.
You know so, don't you, Lieutenant?
What kind of questions? Yes.
I specifically ordered those men.
Is it reasonable
not
to
touch
think he would have
Santiago.
disobeyed you again?
Lieutenant, don't answer that. Did you order Lance Corporal Dawson and Private Downey to give Willie Santiago a code red?
Oh, he shook.
Lieutenant Kendrick, did you?
No, I did not.
Thank you.
Jessup's telling the truth. 6 a.m. flight was the first plane out.
Let me see this.
Except it could have been modified. I mean, that guy's got power for sure.
He fixed the logbook? Well, maybe he can make it so a plane didn't take off, but I can sure as hell prove that one landed. I'll get the logbook from Andrews.
You're not going to find anything in the Andrews logbook either. You don't still intend to put me on the stand.
Thursday morning, 10 o'clock.
Jeez, he's gonna get killed.
I was ordered to give him a code red by the platoon commander of Rifle Security Company Windward, Lieutenant Jonathan James Kendrick.
Training.
I'm just saying, go slow.
I'm gonna go slow.
Okay.
All right.
And get him off as fast as you can.
Hey, yo, that's what she said.
It's gonna be fine.
For my part, I've done as much as I can to bring the truth to light. Your son is dead for only one reason. I wasn't strong enough to stop it. Always, Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Andrew Markinson.
Is that suicide?
United States Marine Corps.
No. You know what? You could have at least, like, exposed the conspiracy, you D-bag. Coward.
A code red was ordered by my platoon commander, Lieutenant Jonathan James Kendrick.
How far is it from post 39 to the Windward Barracks?
About 10-15 minutes, sir.
But you just said that you didn't make it back to the Windward Barracks until 1645. Did you ever actually hear Lieutenant Kendrick order a code red?
Well, Hal said that...
Private, did you ever actually hear Lieutenant Kendrick order a code red?
No, sir.
Hal?
Did Lance Corporal Dawson tell you to give Santiago a code red?
Hal?
Don't look at him!
Hal?
Private, answer the captain's question.
I was given an order by my squad leader, Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson, United States Marine Corps, and I followed it.
Jeez, that's rough. So he told Dawson, he ordered Dawson, and then he went along with Dawson on it.
Maybe we put Downey back on the stand before we get to Dawson.
Maybe if we work at it, we could get Dawson charged with the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Are you drunk?
Yeah.
Danny, it was a setback. And I'm sorry.
How did you not know that, though?
But we fix it and move on to Markinson.
Markinson's dead. He drew a nickel-plated pistol from his holster. Fired a bullet into his mouth.
Well, yeah, why did he have a gun?
I still think we can win. To subpoena Colonel Jessup.
What?
Listen for a second.
No.
Just hear me
no,
out.
I won't listen, and I won't hear you out. What possible good could come from putting Jessup on the stand?
He told Kendrick to order the code red.
He did? That's great. Why didn't you say so? And of course, you have proof of that. And you were sick the day they taught law at law school.
We're all a little...
I'm sorry, your time's run out. What do we have for the losers, Judge? Well, for our defendants, it's a lifetime at exotic Fort Leavenworth. That's right. It's a court-martial. Yes. Typewriter maintenance at the Rocco Colombo School for Women. Thank you for playing. Should we or should we not follow the advice of the galactically stupid?
Jeez. Okay, he's drunk. Just remember that aspect of it. She's too idealistic. I will say that. That's part of her issue.
I'm sorry I lost your set of steak knives.
Wouldn't you get in a lot of trouble for being so, like, disheveled in uniform so
Want a
often?
drink? I think my father would have enjoyed seeing me graduate from law school.
And if I were Dawson and Downey and I had a choice between you or your father, I'd choose you any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So there's really only one question. What would you do?
See, driving.
Joanne!
Aren't you drunk? No, you've been drinking. Don't get in the car.
I'm gonna put Jessup on the stand!
Last night he's swimming in Jack Daniels, and now he can leap tall buildings in a single bound.
I'm getting my second wind. Sit down, both of you. Good.
Are you on something?
I think he wants to say that he made a command decision and that's the end of it.
That's all that matters, right? Is because he's in charge, right?
Put him on the defensive and lead him right where he's dying to go. How are you gonna do it?
Invoke emotion. Yeah, you gotta get him emotional. That matters. He's somebody you can get angry really quick, and he's got a massive ego. United States internal outgoing phone calls. Phone calls. Oh, to see if he called to adjust his reports and stuff. Is that what he's doing?
Gotta go out to Andrews.
Andrews is where the plane landed, right? All right, I'm the only one here. Come on.
How are you feeling?
Jessup's gonna have his hands full today.
Listen, Danny.
Confidence.
Not suggesting that I back off a material witness.
If you think you can't get him.
All rise.
He gonna get him. He gonna get him.
Defense calls Colonel Nathan Jessup. Colonel, when you learned of Santiago's letter to the NIS, you had a meeting with your 2 senior officers. Is that right?
Yes.
At present, Colonel Markinson is dead. Is that right?
Objection. I'd like to know just what the defense counsel is implying.
I'm implying simply that at present, Colonel Markinson is not alive.
Surely Colonel Jessup doesn't need to...
And now the court members are aware.
You recognize the people he just brought in?
To tell his men that Santiago wasn't to be touched. I ordered Markinson to have Santiago transferred off the base immediately. I felt his life might be in danger.
Grave danger?
Is there another kind?
He's so good.
Colonel, we have the
Is there another kind?
The 0600 was the first flight off the base. I wore utilities on the plane.
You brought your dress uniform with you?
Yes.
Toothbrush, shaving kit, change of underwear.
Your Honor!
Is the Colonel's underwear a matter of national security?
Gentlemen, you better get somewhere fast with this, Lieutenant.
4 pairs green socks, 3 OD green t-shirts,
Please,
2
the court,
belts.
is there a question anywhere?
I'm curious where he is going with this. I'm not catching it.
I have to ask.
I'm wondering why Santiago wasn't packed.
Ooh.
Tell you what. You recognize those numbers, sir?
I called Colonel Fitzhughes. The second call was to arrange a meeting with Congressman Richmond. The third call was to my sister, Elizabeth.
He was getting on a plane in 6 hours. Yet everything he owned was hanging neatly in his closet.
That's right. He was in that. He saw it himself.
Santiago was leaving for the rest of his life. And he hadn't called a soul. And he hadn't packed a thing. The fact is, there was no transfer order. Santiago wasn't going anywhere. Isn't that right, Colonel?
Objection, Your Honor. It's obvious that Lieutenant Caffey's intention this afternoon is to smear a high-ranking Marine officer, and that my recommendation, sir, that Lieutenant Caffey be reprimanded for his conduct.
Overruled.
Your Honor.
The objection is noted.
Look at his face.
Is this funny, sir?
What I do know is that he was set to leave the base at 0600. Please tell me that their lawyer hasn't pinned their hopes to a phone bill. Do you have any other questions for me, Counselor?
What's the plan? He's telling him no. He's going to accuse him. Did you order the code red?
Lieutenant, do you have anything further for this witness?
Thanks, Danny. I love Washington.
Excuse me. I didn't dismiss you.
I beg your pardon?
To dismiss you? He didn't like that.
I'm not through with my examination.
Oh.
Sit down.
He told him to sit down.
I'd appreciate if he would address me as Colonel or Sir. I believe I've earned it.
He's trying to hurt his ego.
I don't know what the hell kind of unit you're running here.
And the witness will address this court as Judge or Your Honor.
Blow to his ego right there, having anyone who outranks him, which I don't know if he outranks him, but in the court, I'm guessing he does.
Guantanamo log lists no flight that left at 11 p.m. and the Andrews log lists no flight that landed at 2 a.m. I'd like to admit them as defense exhibits Alpha and Bravo. Cecil O'Malley and Airman Anthony Rodriguez, they were working the ground crew at Andrews at 2 a.m. on the 7th. To go.
Check the tower logs, for Christ's sake.
Well, we'll get to the airmen in just a minute, sir. A moment ago, you said that you ordered Lieutenant Kendrick to tell his men.
Ever put your life in another man's hands? Asked him to put his life in yours? We follow orders or people die. It's that simple. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we clear?
Crystal. If you gave an order that Santiago wasn't to be touched. And your orders are always followed. Then why would Santiago stay in danger?
True. And again, it's a
Why
blow
would
to
it
his
be
ego.
necessary to transfer him off the base?
He have to admit that he has no power.
Correct.
You said he was in danger. I said grave danger. You said, is there
I
any
recall
other...
what I
I
said.
can have the court reporter read back to you.
I know what I said. I don't have to have it read back to me like I'm...
Why the two orders?
You snotty little bastard.
Lieutenant Kendrick ordered the code red, didn't he? Because that's what you told Lieutenant Kendrick to do.
Object!
And when it went bad,
That'll be
you
all,
cut these guys loose!
Your Honor,
You had
Counsel, I'll
Marcus
hold you
inside
in
a bony
contempt.
transport.
Your Honor.
You doctored the logbook.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that
So
has
good.
walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives.
Jeez.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You want me on that wall. You need me
I've
on
heard
that
that.
wall.
Yes.
I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to. I did the job. Did you order the code red? Right, I did.
Dang. Oh, man. Palpable tension. So good.
I suggest the members be dismissed so that we can move to an immediate Article 39A session.
The members of the court will retire to an anteroom until further instructed.
Dang.
I'm gonna get on a plane and go on back
You're
to
under
my
arrest,
base.
dude.
You're not going anywhere, Colonel. MPs guard the Colonel.
Yes, sir. You have the right to remain silent. Any statement
I'm
you
being
make
charged with a
used against you in
crime.
the trial by prior to any further
This
questioning.
is funny.
His lawyer-
I'm gonna rip the eyes out of your head and piss in your dead skull. You with the wrong Marine. You fucking people. You have no idea how to defend a nation. All you did was weaken a country today, Caffey.
I'm a lawyer and an officer in the United States Navy. And you're under arrest, you son of a bitch.
You try to take two of your Marines
The witness is excused.
and destroy them. You deserve what you're getting, dude. Two people that were following orders. Not to mention you lead your underlings to not guilty. Right.
On the charge of murder, the members find the accused not guilty. On the charge of conspiracy to commit murder, the members find the accused not guilty. On the charge of conduct unbecoming a United States Marine, the members find the accused guilty as charged. The accused are hereby sentenced to time already served, and you are ordered to be dishonorably discharged from the Marine Corps. This court-martial is adjourned.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable, as much as it sucks. I mean, as far as, because they had already said that that was against the law for them to be doing that, and they followed an unlawful order. But it's terrible, but
What does that mean?
I feel bad for him, though.
What did we do wrong? We did nothing wrong.
Yeah, we did. We were supposed to fight for people who couldn't fight for themselves. We were supposed to fight for Willie.
It's a bittersweet ending. Because, yeah, they're not going to prison for the rest of their life, but
Sir,
being dishonorably discharged sounds terrible.
You don't need to wear a patch in your arm to have honor.
Ten hut!
I like that. Last little sign of respect. A mutual respect.
Because what exactly were these guys going to testify to?
They had absolutely no recollection of anything.
Strong witnesses.
And handsome too, didn't you think?
I'll see you around campus. I gotta go arrest Kendrick.
Tell him I say hi.
Gotta go arrest Kendrick. Because he's involved and he lied under oath. That's true. The end. I like that they weren't just innocent of every single charge that was placed on them, as much as it is sad. And I think on a level, I hate the idea of them being held responsible for what they were ordered to do, because I mean, ultimately, it is so difficult. Because whenever, I mean, I just to be clear, hold on, is my hair looking? When I've never been in the military, just for the record. David Bowie was in this? I didn't even see that. That's hilarious. For the record, I have never been in the military, but I understand, obviously, the importance of orders. And if I was in the military, I can't say for certain that if I got an order like that I wouldn't just follow it. Because I know how important it is for that unifying. And I can't imagine that I would go and I would even report them, because it's a matter of, these are my brothers, these are my commanding officers in those situations, and I don't want to crap on them. You know what I mean? It's hard. So I really feel for those Marines. I really do. And I know you're supposed to, obviously, but yeah, I do like that it wasn't a completely happy ending, though. Oh, I loved Kevin Bacon's opening statement. There's a lot of really good stuff for the trial. I love a good, like, trial movie. Court drama, I guess. I love a good one. I love how he opens up as he states facts, right? He states the facts of the case, which are indisputable. Then he defines it as such. These are the facts, and they will come and they'll test these things as well. And then he goes into what they're going to do and how, and kind of discredit what they're going to do. Well, they're going to do all these different flashy things to try to grab your attention and try to distract you from the facts of this case. But what I intend to do is try to prove how they intended to murder him and blah, 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 blah. And they said, these are the facts of the case. And so he merged and he kind of tried to kind of like blur the line between the facts and what they're actually attempting to prove, and to view those as already being facts. Them killing somebody, or killing what's his name? Gosh, the victim. That was really good, though. I really did like that. It was very entertaining. It's definitely pretty intense. I love that. There's so many quotes that I didn't quite get when I was, that I've heard in various different ways. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall, sort of thing. Obviously I've heard that line. I can't remember specifically. I feel like it must have been Psych. I had imagined they would have said that in Psych, probably in the military episode where they sneak onto the military base. Gosh, I'm forgetting names of episodes. It's because it's 2:30 in the morning, so I need to honestly go to bed. But I do want to go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Man, so as an Oscar nominee, I don't think they won any Oscars though. But man, I really did like that opening statement. And then of course his response was really good. I really did love his cross-examination on the one corporal or whatever. I can't remember what his name was, but he was the one that drove the Jeep in the beginning for them, or drove them. And then also he had said that he had been involved with Code Reds before. So he was very honest. I liked him a lot, actually, as a character. He was very honest. He told the truth every single time. And I like his cross-examination on that. He's like, where's the mess hall? He's like, okay, so just because it's not stated in there doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And I like that. That was actually really smart. Actually, let me shit stuff off. Anyways, but that was really good, though. I'm really glad I watched that. I liked it a lot. Tom Cruise, I really do enjoy him. I know plenty of people. Anytime I say Tom Cruise is really enjoyable for me to watch, I feel like I get an eye roll from at least one person. I don't know if any of you guys relate to that, but I don't know, he's just really entertaining to watch. And I think it helps partially for me that, of course, I love the Mission Impossible movies, which I definitely plan on watching the newest one, since my wife isn't all that interested in those movies, apparently. I plan on watching that on this channel for you guys to enjoy, and I really love the other ones. The only ones I haven't seen is Mission Impossible 2, because when I was watching those originally, my parents really did not want to watch it. And honestly, I've not been a fan of James Wan. James Wan? John Woo. Gosh, I like James Wan. Disregard that. I like James Wan. But it's really fun to see. It was fun to see a lot of these actors in it. I always love Jack Nicholson in pretty much whatever he's in. I mean, the man is so much fun to watch. And I wouldn't say Jack Nicholson's a chameleon, per se. I mean, he kind of plays fairly similar roles. He's very good at that sort of slimy, nasty sort of dialogue. And he was really good as a colonel, you know what I mean? Like a scumbag colonel who was, you know, had a god complex, basically. Thought that he was lord of that military base, and if he wasn't there, then everything would fly into chaos and nobody would take his place, you know. He was very good in that role. I mean, he's honestly, I couldn't think of a single other person who could play his role. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody else, but like not like that. He was just fantastic. And I need to watch The Shining again because I love that movie. I haven't seen Dr. Sleep though. I need to watch that. Demi Moore, she was good. I'm not really like somebody who bows at the knees of Demi Moore. I've seen her in a couple things, I believe. I just can't remember all of them. And then of course Kevin Bacon. I mean, it's Kevin Bacon. Just a little bit of bacon. Yes. Kiefer Sutherland. I don't have to tell you. Kiefer Sutherland's in like a billion things I've mentioned multiple times. That I'm in the middle of watching through 24 again. I'll take a bit of a break because I'm also watching Psych. Just kind of going back and forth a little bit. And his Sam was, I think it's that Kevin Pollak that played him. I cannot remember what else he was in. I'll have to look that up later. But man, there's just a lot of really good. Yeah, there's just a lot of really good actors in this, and a lot of really good scenes, and a lot of really good tension being built. And I really, really enjoyed it. I'm excited to go ahead and get on to the next movie. This was a movie that was one I wanted to watch for a while, and I went ahead and put it on a poll along with Gladiator and The Usual. No, I already did The Usual Suspects. Along with Gladiator and The Untouchables. And this poll is between The Untouchables and with the votes on my Patreon between The Untouchables and A Few Good Men. Those were the ones that were tied. And so then I put this on YouTube to have them break that tie. So they broke the tie. So thank you guys. I now have seen it, and I do plan on watching at some point The Untouchables. That's one my father really wants me to watch. Next week, I'm thinking I'm going to put up a poll here really soon. And probably by the time you guys see this on YouTube, the poll will have already been up there for a while. But I'm thinking about including, I'm thinking about including, I think doing Friday, maybe? Oh, shoot. You know, I really want to watch the new Flash movie. I know there's a lot of complaints about it. I really want to watch that, so I'm thinking maybe I'll watch that next. But then after that, I'm thinking maybe Friday. That was something that was requested, or at least mentioned by by a friend of mine who really, really enjoyed that one, and he has a lot more experience with like the hood style movies than I do. So I definitely did watch that. I've heard it's really, really funny. So I will be watching that at some point here, hopefully pretty soon. And that'll be a good one just because comedies are kind of fun to switch it up with. I love them. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more content like this, and of course, check out everything else on my YouTube channel. I have plenty to go around. And if you want to get more content like this, you want to get more updates from me, you want to go ahead and get early access and even have access to full reactions upon request, then go ahead and check out my Patreon. I lowered prices on a bunch of stuff just because of I have a kid now, so things had slowed down a little bit, but things are starting to pick up again, and I'm keeping it at the lower prices. So feel free to check me out there and take advantage of that. Early access is just $2 a month. That's a steal. So please go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and you will get exactly that. And if you don't, then I will have trouble getting sleep because my daughters will keep me up all night. It's true, they told me. Especially the 1-month-old told me. She's brutal. Anyways, actually, she's a sweetheart. She's really good for me. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling on. I'm going to let you guys go. Again, thank you so much for watching. I very much do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Dismissed.